Bilal Ibn Rabah, the voice of freedom. In a time when injustice ruled and idols stood where hearts should bow to God, there lived a boy born in the land of Abyssinia, Bilal Ibn Rabah. He was a slave in Mecca, strong in body, pure in heart, owning nothing in this world but his honesty and his faith. Bilal worked under the burning sun of Mecca, carrying water and laboring for masters who showed no mercy. Yet within him lived a quiet hope that freedom one day might find him. One morning, he heard whispers in the marketplace. A man named Muhammad ibn Abdullah was calling people to a new message, to worship one God alone. Bilal listened in secret, following the sound of words so pure they seemed to cleanse his heart. When he heard the prophet's recitation, "Say, He is Allah, the One, Allah, the eternal refuge," his heart trembled. He knew in that moment that these words were truth, and with peace filling his soul, he spoke the words that would change his life forever. "I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah." But faith came with a price. When his masters learned of his belief, their rage burned hotter than the desert sun. They dragged him through the sands, placed a heavy stone upon his chest, and demanded he renounce his faith. "Renounce Muhammad's religion," they shouted. Yet Bilal's voice, though weak from pain, rose with unshakable strength. "Ahad, Ahad, one, one." That single word echoed through the deserts of Mecca, a cry of freedom that no chain could silence. Among those who saw his suffering was Abu Bakr, the noble companion. He could not bear the sight of such cruelty. He approached Bilal's master and said, "Name your price for this man." And with his wealth, he bought Bilal's freedom for the sake of Allah alone. In that moment, Bilal was reborn, from a slave tormented in the sands to a free man bowing only to his creator. He lifted his hands to the sky and whispered, "All praise be to Allah, the one who made me free." Years later, in the blessed city of Medina, Bilal stood atop the mosque. Below him, the believers waited in silence. The prophet, smiling gently, said to him, "Bilal, call the people to prayer." And Bilal raised his voice to the heavens, "Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar." The sound carried across the city, a voice once filled with pain, now filled with peace. The prophet smiled, and the people wept. The same voice that once cried in the desert now called hearts to mercy and light. After the prophet's passing, Bilal could no longer bring himself to call the adhan. When he reached the words, "I bear witness that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah," his voice broke and tears silenced him. He left Medina, his heart forever tied to it, and spent the rest of his life in devotion and struggle for the sake of Allah. He met his Lord with peace and honor, his name forever written among the voices of faith. Bilal Ibn Rabah, the voice of freedom.